Hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of Golf Center along with Bob Stevens. I'm PGA professional Chris Tremblay, and Bob, another show lined up with news and interviews today.
An awful lot going on over the next 30 minutes. If you made a hole-in-one in a tournament that offered a car, would you take the car? We got a guy from Hilton Head who had to make that decision recently. We'll talk to him about it. We're going to talk about a terrific golf tournament coming up at Oldfield. Of course, not a lot of folks get to play a lot.
Habitat for Humanity.
Coming up in just a couple of weeks. We're also going to talk with Todd Brown about Brown Golf. They have become a force in
major
Bluffton
player.
Golf. Yeah, very major player. We're going to talk to him about what they've got going on this fall, and we are going to talk to the Low Country Golf Course Owners Association's Employee of the Year, the #1 person in the entire Low Country in golf. We're going to talk to her a little bit later, too. Let's get to the news.
Let's get to what's happening in our local scene more than anything.
Yes.
We had a couple of juniors play very well up at the Harvey Brock Orange Jacket Classic, one of the bigger junior tournaments here in the state. Trace Crow, a student at the Junior Players Golf Academy and the #1 ranked junior in the state, shot a 139, rounds of 69-70 to capture the title. Will Miles had a very good summer, won an IJG event this spring. From right here on Hilton Head, came in second, shot 71-71. They were the only two players under par. And Bryson Nimmer, another student at the JPGA, finished tied for 7th on rounds of 76. Didn't quite get off to the start he wanted, but came back with a fine 70 in the second round. So once again, Bob, we have some local junior products playing very well.
It's just getting better and better, isn't it, with all the great play we saw in the spring when they were playing in high school and then in their amateur play this summer.
So it should be exciting to see how they continue their play both on the Hurricane Junior Tour and the International Junior Golf Tour as the season continues along. Staying with local products and how they did, we jump over to the South Carolina Golf Association Mid-Amateur Championship, which also just recently happened. And once again, our local products did very well. John Patterson, winner of the State Open.
Yes.
Winner of a couple of the Hilton Head Open, Open once again. Had a very good tournament, came in second, shot for the tournament shot, where did he shoot here? He shot -7. Managed to shoot -7 for the tournament and not being a winner. That's some very, very good playing by John. He's really had a great year, as has J.D. Hoft, our Hilton Head amateur champion, who came in 4th, and he's also had a good year. He finished at 5 under, 211. And I'm Rob Simmons of Beaufort, also a good event for Rob. He finished at 214 -2. So we'd like to congratulate all the local products on some really, really good play.
They have played very, very well. All right, you ready to talk about the pros?
I'm ready to talk about the big boys.
Yeah, let's talk about a guy shooting a 59. How about that?
How about that? Zach Johnson is the winner of the tournament.
Zach's the winner. Yeah, we'll talk about him
We'll talk about Zach first. Zach Johnson wins the BMW Championship, gets himself, and we'll talk a little bit more about the FedEx Cup in a sec, gets himself into the top 5 in the FedEx Cup, so he will control his own destiny. But does this, Bob, by skipping the first event to attend his brother's wedding.
How about that? Karma, I think, maybe helping Zach a little bit. Zach now has 10 tour wins and a major.
He's getting up there.
Quietly has had quite a career. 10 wins and a major, and of course he comes to play here in Hilton Head every year.
I'd say he's a little bit more than halfway to a Hall of Fame career. I'd say just a little bit, I'd say better than halfway to a Hall of Fame career.
5-6 more wins, and he's had a better career than Freddie Couples. How about that?
I think there's a good chance of that. And if we remember, I don't know, about 5-6 years ago when Jim Furyk overslept on his first round, tee time for the Pro-Am for the Barclays, I believe, missed it, and then came back and won the FedEx Cup too. So we'll see if history repeats itself.
I think I'd like to be his partner in the upcoming President's Cup. He's playing very well right now.
I think it was, he played his way onto the team, and he'll definitely be a good member to have. And then we jump over to, of course, the underlying story in that tournament. The 59 that Jim Furyk shot, and like we were talking about before we went on air, you've called a couple 59s.
I have actually called 2 59s on PGA Tour Radio. Yeah, Paul Goidos up at the John Deere, and then, of course, Stuart Appleby, who had to do it in the final round and had to do it pretty much to win the tournament.
Yeah, he sure did.
At Greenbrier.
Birdied that last hole, that par 3 with about a 10, 12-foot putt or so.
Birdied a bunch. You shoot 59, you birdied a bunch of
holes.
Bet he had it, and what he did, nothing spectacular. He just hit a lot of greens and made a lot of 10 or 15 footers, but he just made everything. You shoot 59, Jim Furyk 23 putts. That means he missed 5 putts all day. That's all.
That's pretty good.
Imagine next time you go out, stop playing when you've missed your 5th putt. For some of us, that's about 2 holes in.
Yeah, I was about to say that's going to be a short round of golf. Furyk had 11 birdies, 1 eagle, and even had a bogey in there. Imagine having a bogey with the 59.
Unbelievable. It's going to be a great run for the FedEx Cup. Of course, the Tour Championship going on in Atlanta, and we're going to crown a new FedEx Cup
Well, that's
champion.
where we come up to next is the FedEx Cup and where they stand going in. Anybody that's in the top 5 going into this week's Tour Championship that has the final 30 at East Lake, if you win, you will win the FedEx Cup. If none of the top 5 win, who are Tiger, Henrik Stenson, Adam Scott, Zach Johnson, and Matt Kuchar, if none of those 5 win, then we start playing points jambalaya and seeing how they kind of fall. And
remember how Bill Haas won it a couple of years ago?
That's right.
You know, that kind of thing could happen. We could have a guy in the top 10 win the tournament and not win the FedEx Cup. So it's
That's exactly right.
Wild weekend. Yeah.
So it should be. So we have a tournament
Indeed.
within a tournament. It should be fun to watch.
We do indeed. We've also, speaking of tournaments, got the announcement of a couple of big ones coming up.
Yes.
Bethpage Black is going to host a PGA Championship in 2019, and then the Ryder Cup in 2024. Now, just stop and think. Bethpage, remember what Sergio went through at Bethpage? He's going to have to do it again if he's still playing in 2024. It's going to be even worse.
With any luck, he'll be the captain of the team that year.
Oh, wouldn't that be something? That'll be great.
We'll see how that pans out. Okay,
That's a picture
that's all for headlines right now. When we come back, we're going to be joined by Mr. Hole-in-One from the Hilton Head Island Celebrity Golf Tournament, David Cook. We're going to do some talking with him.
Great story coming up. Welcome back to Golf Center. You know, we have all played in scrambles and charity events where there's a car for the hole-in-one at the big
Always
hole,
makes it
right?
more fun.
Oh, it always makes it more fun. In fact, I happen to see, I got a quick story. I happened to see Rich Beam in LA at Riviera make the hole-in-one and run back and jump on the car.
I remember that.
He marked it all up. He ended up giving the car to his caddy. But anyway, David Cook joins us now. David was at the Hilton Head Island Celebrity Golf Classic.
Sure was.
And David was playing. Who are you playing with, David?
I played with Bo McMillan.
All right.
I was actually a guest of Cecil Crowley.
Okay.
Had invited me earlier in the week to play. We were doing some work in his home, and he needed a 4th to fill out the group.
How about that? How about that? You run Low Country Finishes, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that establishes all of that. You're playing in the golf tournament. Who's your celebrity?
My celebrity was Bo McMillan, celebrity chef from the Food Network.
All
So
right.
he ate well anyway.
Absolutely. Well, I got some great recipes anyway.
Yeah.
They both love kitchens, I know that. You're playing in the, 13th hole at Wexford. Tell me what
sir.
happens.
Get up on the tee. I think it was playing about 165 into the wind a little bit. The previous hole I had hit 6-iron and I'd hit it horribly left. So I remembered that and teed the ball up. Thought about making a good swing, proper ball position. I hit the ball. It took one bounce and went in the hole.
Did you get to see it go in?
I saw it bounce, and then it disappeared after it bounced. So I wasn't 100% sure if I'd hit it long or if it had gone in.
They have greens there just a little elevated, some of them, and sometimes it's tough to tell. So that's one of the questions I always ask somebody when they made an ace, because a lot of holes, sometimes it's hard to see.
Your reaction to the hole-in-one. You didn't react till you got up to the hole?
I didn't react till I got up to the hole. We had driven around the back of the green, parked the carts. I walked up, and I could see where the ball mark was, and I kept thinking, it's got to be in. And when we got up to the hole, it was in. Exhilarated.
Where was the car?
The car was back on the tee.
Okay, so you couldn't go right back and run and jump on the
No,
car.
I didn't get a chance to.
Of course, the best part of this story is what happens next.
That's right.
They present you with a 2-year lease to a BMW?
A BMW.
Yeah, brand new BMW, a 535, and you give it back.
Yeah, that was my initial thought after we had all walked up to the next tee. I don't think we're even on the next tee, and I thought to myself, I've played in this event for about 10 years. Previously, I'd been hosted by Dave and Jeannie Harder of Hilton Head Glidden, and had always been invited to play, but had never been a paying participant. And I felt like this was my chance to maybe do something for the greater good and to help some people I would never normally be able to help. And I asked that the dealership make a donation in lieu of the car for myself, make a donation to the Celebrity Golf Foundation.
That's fantastic.
Well, David,
so it will go on to help the Celebrity Golf Foundation in their charitable work, which involves groups that you're involved with, too.
Yes, it does. My daughter had gone to Providence Children's Center for daycare, and I know that they've benefited a lot from the tournament. And I think it's just a great way to help out the community and support the community, and it's something that the sport, golf as a sport, I've grown accustomed to having respect for the game. It gives a lot to me, and I wanted the game to be able to do something for someone else.
Well, David, we want to thank you so much for joining us and for your generosity. We know everybody here in the Low Country will use it as an example moving forward, and we wish you success moving forward yourself.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me on.
Chris would have kept the car. Go ahead.
I would have kept the car for sure.
We've got much more coming up, including a great golf tournament that is coming up, and also the Low Country Golf Course Association's Player of the Year, or Employee of the Year.
Lisa
She's not a
Dahlstrom.
very good player. We'll talk to her later.
Right after this. One of the more charitable organizations here in the Low Country, the Hilton Head Regional Habitat for Humanity, is going to be holding a golf tournament very soon. And here to discuss it is board member and event coordinator Larry Sanders. Larry, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
It's the Monday kind of outing. It's on the 30th. Let's get that set. But it's at Oldfield. To me, that's a great location. Tell us a little about it.
Oldfield's a wonderful development. I moved out there myself. I'm a resident there and a member. Been there for 10 years. And since actually I was there when Greg Norman was there to actually do the grand opening.
Nice.
So I had a chance to play the third hole of the par 3 with him, and it was a fun day. And Oldfield's a great track and one of the better 18 holes I think around here. Of course, our back 9 par 3s are pretty tough.
You bet. Talk about Habitat here for Humanity and the great job they do here in the Low Country.
Well, Habitat for Humanity has been in existence for over 20 years here now, and they have, I think we've now into our 84th home. We're getting ready to start a new development right here on the island. It'll be first phase 1 off of the Patterson Avenue on Marsland Road. And we are just so thrilled because we have 12 families already now approved and ready to start doing that sweat equity as soon as we break into that new development.
Wow, that's just wonderful, Larry. Tell us, as far as your tournament goes, how important your sponsors are to making everything a success.
Well, our sponsors are huge because they kind of set the tone for what we want to do, and we've got some great name sponsors. As a matter of fact, Habitat's sponsored on this tournament and has been by SunTrust Bank and Oldfield, the club itself. Mm-hmm. And then we have some smaller sponsors like Palmetto Electric. Then we have Boys Arnold, the financial planners, and also Genesis Construction. And we've got a new one this year, BP&T Carswell's joining up with us.
Great. We
Go
talk
ahead,
about the sponsors. Everybody knows what a charity outing like this is like. On a Monday, you play the golf. This one is a great auction at the end of the day.
Yeah,
I want to get to
going.
that. Tell us about some of the auction items, and tell us about the big prize too.
Sure thing. One of the big ones that we've certainly been having a great experience with is the trip to Pebble Beach for 2. That's a great opportunity because we get into a little bit of a bidding war sometimes, and we know that we can sell it for more than $5,000 because if we don't sell it the day of the tournament through the auction, Lexus Champions takes it back, puts it on the internet, and then they will sell it for you, and the money still comes back to the charity.
Yeah.
Last year that happened, and we still got $6,000 from that.
Wow, that's terrific.
And that auction usually, the day of the auction, we will usually generate somewhere close to $10,000 of the profit that we make that day.
Larry, if we, as moving forward here toward the tournament, how can folks that want to get involved contact you, or is there a website where they can figure out the logistics?
Sure they can. They can call Rick Spees over at SunTrust, or they can go to our website, which is habitathhi.org. And there's lots of information on there. They can get in touch with me, obviously, and that's 368-2777 for me, or Pat Worth at the office at 757-5864. And so you can get that information right off the website. Matter of fact, our applications are there. But if anybody wants to come out and play, it's $150 to play, and you get lunch, dinner, the dinner at the auction. We have some great door prizes, and of course you get to use your mulligans. And
there you go.
Nice. I like to buy mulligans.
You get to buy those mulligans, yes.
All right, September the 30th at Oldfield. Thanks so much for joining us, Larry.
Well, thank you for having me, and hopefully get the chance to see you guys again soon, and come on out and play with us.
All right.
Thank you.
The Low Country Golf Course Owners Association, which is a group of all of the golf course owners here in the Low Country, has just honored Hampton Hall with its Golf Course of the Year award, and our next guest, Lisa Dahlstrom, with its Employee of the Year award. Lisa is the Director of Revenue, Sales, and Marketing for the Heritage Collection. That's almost all the golf courses, the public access courses on Hilton Head Island. Lisa, congratulations on the award.
Lisa, that's just awesome. Good for you.
Fantastic.
Thank you very much.
As much for what you do personally, but for what the Heritage Collection does for charities on the island. You guys are involved in a lot of different things.
Yes, we're actually involved. Our largest charity is Birdies for the Brave that we've been holding for the last 4 or 5 years. The event this year will be held at Palmetto Hall in November.
That's terrific. That's the big one. I know that, and
Absolutely.
certainly many others. You guys have a lot of things going on this fall as well, period. Tell us about some of the promotions you've got. This is prime golf season for the island.
Yeah, actually we have several different promotions going on for those that are visiting the island. We have a 3, 4, and 5 round golf package that is available to the guests to play any of the 7 golf courses that we have in our portfolio. And along with that, we have a special offer in there with a Nike duffel bag. And then along with our local program, our 10 round and unlimited card winter programs launch this Sunday.
And Lisa, just for those that aren't sure what the Heritage Collection is, they should know it's the golf courses at Shipyard, Palmetto Hall, Port Royal, and Oyster Reef.
Right.
And I can tell you, Bob, from the Junior Players of Golf Academy, that we use those courses all the time, and they're really in terrific shape right now.
They really are. I live on Oyster Reef.
There you go.
Yeah, and it's the terrific golf and fun people that are involved and very committed to making your round really something special. Lisa, you and I have talked recently about the great group packages you guys put together. You've actually got people who concentrate on making a great experience for groups who want to come play your courses.
Yes, just this year we launched a stay and play program which enables us to book all the golf along with accommodations ranging from homes and villas to hotel rooms. It makes the process of getting these larger groups here much easier for them.
Lisa, I know our Junior Players Golf Academy is based at Palmetto Hall. The Arthur Hills course has been going through some wonderful renovation.
Yes.
Am I getting a little ahead of ourselves here by asking you what we're looking at for a date as far as reopening?
Yeah, actually our reopen date is scheduled for October 1st.
Wonderful.
We're very, very excited. The course was closed for regrassing with Celebration Bermuda. And we're excited. October is our reopen date.
I actually went out there and drove around yesterday, Bob, and it really looks nice.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get out there myself. It
One
looks
of my
like it'll be
favorite
great.
courses on the island. I love
You bet.
Arthur Hill's work anyway, and that's going to be just terrific. Lisa, thank you so much for coming in. Again, congratulations.
Way to go,
on the
Lisa.
award.
We're very proud of
Thank
you.
you. I appreciate it.
As the Employee of the Year of the Low Country Golf Course Owners Association.
And get out there and play one of Heritage's wonderful golf courses. It's a lot of fun.
Absolutely, and some great deals as well. Todd Brown joins us from Brown Golf Management next as Golf Center continues. If you love to play golf in the low country and play off the island at all, you know Brown Golf Management because they have really become the major player, I think, in Bluffton area golf, certainly. It began with Pinecrest and Island West. Now they've added Crescent Point and Eagles Point. They're running the 4 courses. Todd Brown of Brown Golf Management is with us. Todd, the neat part of those 4 courses, besides the fact that they're 4 great courses, is now you guys are offering, a membership opportunity that makes you a member of all 4?
Yes, sir. We have 4 golf clubs, and we always like to say when you're a member of one, you're a member of all. So if one's a little too busy that day, or if you just like variety, we'd love to have you out, and we spread you around, and we think it's a great value for everyone in the area.
And it's a great variety of golf course. You talk about
Needless to
variety,
say.
those are 4 very different golf courses, which is fun.
Well, it mixes it up too, Bob. It
Yeah.
makes it so, players can one day do this, wide open, maybe a little more room.
Sure.
The next day, maybe they want a little more challenging, a little narrower with a little bit more water. So yeah, what a great variety of holes that they have there. Now, Todd, not only do you folks have quite a few courses here now, but tell us about around the country what we have and how those can be tied into the clubs here.
Yes, sir. We started our business January in 2011, and we already have up to 17 golf courses that we're going to be at by the end of the year. And we're going to be in 6 different states at that point in time, and we have everywhere from Pennsylvania to North Carolina, the Pinehurst area to Florida. We have some opportunities out in Branson, Missouri that are going to be coming up, and Georgia as well. So
Your
we're
company,
excited about it.
your courses offer some very unique instructional programs. Could you tell us about those?
Absolutely. We view your instruction as an amenity, such as the pool or a tennis facility at other courses. We want you to be a better player, we want you to have more fun, and we want you to come out more. So we give away the instruction absolutely free for you and your families when you're a member.
So how can somebody go about scheduling, finding out more info about these things?
Our lead instructor in this area, his name is Terry Muscolzi. He goes by the Golf Doctor. He's a top 100 instructor from Canada. He's very knowledgeable. He's centrally located at Crescent Point Golf Club. You can call the golf shop there, and he'll be glad to make your appointments as needed.
Well, once again, Brown Golf, you know, finding a way to take some uniqueness, add it to the growth of the game, and you know, with the 4 courses you have here, very unique program for instruction.
And as you locals know, Saturday and Sunday are the best days of the week to play.
You bet.
And Sundays this fall, go to what, Crescent Point and at
And
Pinecrest.
Pinecrest.
And they're doing a buffet afterwards, so you can watch the NFL games afterwards. What a deal.
Tell us about that, Todd, real quick.
Absolutely. We have the NFL Sunday ticket at both Crescent Point and
Nice.
Pinecrest Golf Club. And if you come and play our golf club in the morning, we'll give you a receipt. And when you're done, you come on in and we have a buffet. It's absolutely free with the receipt of golf for that day.
We just got to wrestle over which game we're going to watch.
That's true.
We have plenty of TVs as well.
I was about to say, okay, you good. You beat us to the punch. Well, Todd Brown from Brown Golf Management, thank you so much for joining us. And that does it for Golf Center this week. For Bob Stevens, I'm PGA professional Chris Tremblay. We'll see you next time.